Welcome in, guys. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, School of Mentors. Welcome in. We got a very, very, very special call today. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of great information. Hope everybody's ready. If you could just drop in the chat for me before we get started, where everyone's kind of calling in from. If you're a business owner and kind of like what you do, we got a guest, Justin Connor here, the CEO of Fun Flair. So I'd love to kind of introduce everybody to him. So go ahead and drop in the chat where everyone's from, how y'all doing, and what you guys are working on right now. Let's go. I'm seeing Texas. I'm seeing Florida, Hawaii. There we go. Got some people calling in from Austin like myself. We got Toronto, Virginia, California, Chicago. Heck yeah, man. We got everyone calling in from all over the US. So this is exciting. Let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and as soon as he's ready, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Justin. And Justin, whenever you're ready, man, feel free to take it away.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jack. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to dive in. I do apologize in advance. We are doing a little bit of traveling, so I got the kids. So if you hear any background noise, I apologize, guys. But thanks for sticking with me. Jack, you're able to see my screen just fine?
Yes, sir. Everybody, if you can see the screen, make sure to drop a 1 in the chat for me.
Please drop.
We're ready to get going. Let's go.
Got them ones rolling in. All right, guys. So who's excited? I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I'm ready to dive in. We're going to show you step by step how to get access to millions in funding at 0%. I'm literally on today's call going to show you step by step how we funded millions across many different industries, many different clients, and we've been able to help a lot of people specifically acquire funding at 0%. And for those of you who stay here until the end, we're actually giving away a free set of AirPods, which is pretty dope. So I'm sure people can obviously use AirPods for their business or whatever they might need it for. So Jack, I just want to scan the room real quick. So anyone here who's a business owner, or either you're a business owner now or you're an entrepreneur looking to grow and scale your business, drop the number 2 in the chat right now if that's you. All right. So the twos are coming in. We got Felipe, Des. All right. Braden. Boom. Jay. So, all right, cool. So this is specifically geared towards those who are either an entrepreneur, own a business, or looking to grow a business. I'm going to show you step by step on how to access 100K in funding at 0%. So first things first, I need you guys to stay until the end. If you could, just go to Instagram, follow me quick at JCFundMe on Instagram. That's actually what's going to put you into the raffle. I have one of my VAs that's kind of monitoring everything to make sure that everyone who comes in as a new follow from today's call is going to be opted in automatically to get those headphones. So first thing, I want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Who am I, and why should you guys even consider listening to me? Pop through here. So my name is Justin Connor. I'm the CEO and founder of funflair.io. You guys can obviously take a look at our website, funflair.io. I personally funded my own companies well over 500K in funding at 0%. It's actually a lot more than that, but 500K just seems like a nice round number. I funded thousands of businesses and millions, and we've acquired millions in funding at 0% over the course of the last 5 years, really spending time focusing on helping small businesses to grow. I was born and raised in Long Island, New York, so any New Yorkers, shout out to you. And I would consider myself a family man. I actually have 3 little babies, which is amazing. It's definitely changed my life. And yeah, some things that kind of got me into this industry is I was once owning a social media marketing agency outside an insurance business, and the cost of leads to generate appointments, the cost of staff, things like that is really what drew me towards understanding how getting capital works, how to get access to more funding so that I could grow the business and not put myself in a place where I was struggling and kind of stuck, dealing with cash flow issues and the challenges that most businesses deal with. So in today's video, if you guys are cool with it, I'm literally going to give away all of the sauce today. I'm going to give away the exact strategy, exactly step by step, what you need to do to get well over 100K in funding. I'm literally going to give you the keys to the kingdom step by step. If you guys are cool with that, can you drop a 1 in the chat? Are you guys cool with learning exactly what you need to do? Like, I'm not going to hold back. This isn't like a guru deal where I'm going to just like pitch you guys something. I'm literally going to give you the step by step exactly what to do. So it's a lot of ones in the chat. I appreciate the feedback. So what's cool is we've been able to do this for hundreds of business owners just like you guys, literally across the country. One example, you guys can check our Trustpilot. Nicole, she was funded 125K in her first round of funding. She actually put a review where she compared us to another company. I thought that was pretty interesting. Or we have Juan here. Juan was funded 149,000 on his first round of funding. He's still in the process of going to get more funding. He'll probably hit about 250K. And I'm not going to always say that these results are typical, but because we know what we're doing, we know exactly how to get high limit funding. Or our friend Derek here over at All Green Home. Incredible company. They did a great job with our process. 165K in funding in just 10 days. So obviously it's safe to say we've kind of got the 0% funding thing down to a science. And now, like I said, I'm literally going to just give it all away. So again, one more time in the chat, if you guys are excited, drop a fire emoji. I'm literally going to show you step by step how to get 100K in funding at 0%, probably even more in funding if you do it the right way. If you follow this literally step by step, you guys are going to learn exactly all the nuances, the things that people don't want to share about, the things that people charge for to be able to get access to funding. I'm going to give you the exact roadmap. So if you're paying attention, I would say get your phones ready, screen recorders ready, be ready to go ahead and take some screenshots because I'm going to drop some very specific details and things that you're going to want to take notes of. So I already did that, drop 1 in the chat. So boom, who's this specifically for? As we talked about, new business owners, real estate investors, companies that are already cash flowing, tech companies, marketing and consulting firms, and to be honest, almost every other business. And the reason for that is we focus on unsecured credit. So you don't need collateral, you don't need any sort of assets that are attached to be able to get this type of financing. So that's why we're able to pretty much do this for any type of company. Now, how do you qualify? This is the minimum criteria to actually ensure that you're going to get the highest amount of funding. First thing is you need to have a 720 plus credit score with your credit utilization under 20%, less than 3 hard credit inquiries, at least 1 revolving credit account, so at least 1 revolving personal credit account for 5K or more. You need your business to be set up properly, compliantly. And lastly, you need to make sure you have no derogatory marks or collections on your credit. Is that super clear? Is that all making sense? Just drop a 1 in the chat if everything is making sense so far. If you guys understand what I'm talking about, the basics of what you need to qualify. Perfect. All right. Getting some ones flowing through. Appreciate you guys. I just, I don't have the automatic feedback. So the ones help. It lets me know that you guys are paying attention. You're actually getting it. So today I'm going to go over the 3 secrets of getting funding at 0%. So secret number 1 is to make sure you maximize your personal credit. So most business owners assume that because they don't have revenue or their business is brand new, that they're not going to be able to get funding. But the way to actually get funding and overcome that is to leverage having extremely strong personal credit. So again, I told you I was going to give you guys everything. I'm going to show you exactly what to do to first maximize your personal credit so that you can leverage that to go get business funding. So one thing you want to do is consider adding authorized user accounts. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but basically, let's say you have a credit card right now with Chase Bank and it's a $10,000 credit card. If you were to add your friend or your brother to that credit card, they would be considered an authorized user. Now, on paper, you're the credit card owner, so it doesn't hurt you for transferring it over to them. It only helps them. Now they just gained a $10,000 credit limit, and then in addition to that, their credit history improved based on the amount of time in which the account was originally open. So a lot of people I've learned that they have thin credit profiles or little to no credit, especially as they're starting to grow their business or just learning about the importance of finance. So you can actually purchase authorized user accounts or go to friends, family members, people that you know that are wealthy in your network that probably have strong credit history and ask them if they're willing to help you by putting you on their credit. Now, lastly, you want to pay down all of your revolving accounts to below 10%. If you do that, most of the time you're going to jump to that 740, 750 plus range, maybe as much as 800. And that's another thing that's going to really help improve your likelihood of getting approved. And then you can do something simple like, sure, some people here have heard of the Navy Federal strategy where you can open up a pledge loan for 80, 90,000, you pay down 98% of the loan, leave a small balance, and now you have a revolving trade or a term loan trade line on your credit that's paid off at 98%, and it's improving your credit history and showing your overall credit worthiness. So that's another strategy that people can apply. All this making sense for you too so far, Jack? You rolling? Good? All right, brother, appreciate you. Thanks so much. Cool. So I'm gonna dive into secret number 2, guys. So I hope everyone is dialed in. I told you I'm gonna give away everything. So secret number 2 is you want to start actually building your business credit. So what's interesting is that even a year ago, 2 years ago, we used to be able to just do what's called an online credit stack. You submit a bunch of applications and you get 100K in funding. It doesn't work like that anymore. The banks have become tighter. They're becoming more intelligent. They're using more data to determine how they're going to get individuals funding. So they're now using things like Equifax Business and Experian Business to determine your actual credit worthiness. And I'm gonna go into some specifics on how to actually build your business credit, how to monitor it as well to make sure that it's moving forward every month, and to take advantage of these new credit accounts that you're opening, so that you're building credit history over time. And not having business credit history in today's world is kind of like having negative history. It's almost like the same thing. And then the third secret that most people aren't even aware of is you can actually acquire what's called an age corporation or a shelf business, a business that's already been established. Banks love to see that companies have been 2, 3, 4 years plus in business. It proves that it has longevity, even though they're not asking for income. It just seems like a more serious entity once they cross that 2-year threshold. So we actually have a process to help individuals get access to an age corporation, but of course you can go online and find different resources and places to go ahead and purchase these. So just for some quick facts on that, obviously banks love to see an established company. It's easier for them to lend on something that's been around. It helps for a larger purchase for, basically the goal is for purchasing this is you're gonna get 30 to 50% more in funding. And 2 to 4 years is what we found to be kind of like the sweet spot in age for maximum funding. And just to add one final comment on that, after you get past 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, they're usually gonna ask for tax returns because they assume that you would have taxes at that point. So that's just some quick thoughts. Now, step 1, how to actually set up your company. This is something you want to go ahead and screenshot. So one, you want to start with choosing a low risk business to make sure that you're getting maximum funding. So you want to search the Secretary of State for whichever state that you're looking to establish your company in. So if you're in the state of Florida, you're going to go to Florida Secretary of State, do a search. Let's say you want your business to be Jack Consulting Business. Obviously, that's going to be taken highly likely. So you want to just double check before you start building your brand, you start building logo and things like that. You want to check these sites to make sure that your name isn't taken. Another resource is name check. They allow you to check every single social media site that may have ever been released with that company name. You can check for patents and any sort of copyright. And then also, one thing that you want to definitely consider when naming your business is you want the name of your company to be very inconspicuous. So like as an example, a name like Google, like what does that even mean? Nobody even knows what Google means, but they're one of the most highly sought after, most highly financed companies ever. And the reason for that is that they use their name to strategically overcome lending criteria by being inconspicuous or putting yourself in a place that just doesn't look like high risk in the eyes of the bank. So some examples of that, like if you wanted to name your company, John Consulting Firm or X Enterprises or Green Eagle Enterprises or Green Eagle Consulting. These are very general names. These types of businesses tend to get more funding and they look very low risk in the eyes of the bank. Another huge hack. So banks are looking to see your credibility, as we've talked about. You can build a website with a company called Durable.co. Literally, it takes 5 minutes and you can build an entire website with AI. It's absolutely phenomenal. You're able to build an entire website like 5 minutes, easy peasy. eVoice is what you would utilize because you do need to have a business phone number. So it's important to keep your business affairs and your personal affairs separate. And then lastly, or the last 3 pieces is you're going to need to set up a virtual office with Northwest Registered Agent. What's great with that is that it comes with a lease agreement, which again, it's increasing the legitimacy of your company. And then you want to get a logo set up. You can get that done on Fiverr, super easy. And then just a professional email domain, which again, we're talking to business owners. So I'm sure a lot of this list you guys have checked off. I hope everyone is cool with the fact that I have to go into some of these minute details. I know it's a little bit strenuous to kind of go through the minutia, but at the end of the day, these little things, paying attention to these little details is the difference maker in helping you to get more funding. So I want to go the extra mile, literally give you guys, like I said, everything. So here's a list of 10 different NAICS codes that you guys can use. So a NAICS code, that's your risk rating in the eyes of the bank. NAICS code, you guys can look it up. These are 10 that you can use right now to set up your company that are low risk, that are proven to get high limit funding based on data. So again, screenshot that. I'll give you guys an extra second to capture that. Hope we got this so far. Boom. This is another huge deal. So I'm actually going to give you guys, again, more gems. So you set up your company. Everything is properly set up compliantly. You filed your EIN. You got your business properly set up and structured. I know you had a training before in the past, Jack, on like how to set up businesses and stuff like that. So they can reference back to like the specific nuance. This is more like a compliance list just to make sure they hit on everything. But now that your business is set up, you followed all the steps. You want to set up a business checking account with Chase Bank, Bank of America, and US Bank. Remember to write those specific 3 banks down. Make a note of that, and I'll explain to you why at the end. It's important. Now, bank ratings. This is huge. Another internal data point. So banks are rating you based on your credit history, and your cash flow. And then they're also determining on your relationship with them, how likely are they to lend to you. So these little items here, low 4, mid 4, high 4, low 5, mid 5, high 5, those ranges are how much you might have on deposit with the bank, increasing your internal ranking with them, increasing your credibility, increasing the amount of funding that you're going to get. So this is another thing that most people don't know, that banks have multiple data points that they're measuring you by. So again, another little thing that you could do to kind of hack the system, if you will, to get more funding. Now, as we talked about a little bit earlier on the call, you can't just get funded in today's society or today's lending environment just based on purely personal credit. You do need to start establishing business credit, because if you want to see those higher, larger limits, and then eventually also have non-PG funding, you do need to start building your business credit score. So put in 1 in the chat if you know what a paydex score is. Does anyone know what a paydex score is? Put a 1 in the chat. Paydex. All right, so we got some responses here. Love it. Cool. So we have some people who have some basic education, but it wasn't a lot. So I'll kind of break it down super quick. Your paydex score is similar to your FICO score. The banks are determining, or rather the credit systems are determining how credible you are and how likely you are to pay your bills back. The ranking system for your paydex is based on credit history. So how much history do you have, the size of your credit limit, and then payment timeliness. And that's huge. That's one unique variable compared to personal credit versus business, is that they care how often you're paying and how on time you're paying is what's going to dramatically improve your business credit. So again, like I said, I'm going to give you guys the full sauce. So 5 to 7 net 30 accounts. You want to get those set up. You want to set up 5 to 7 net 30 accounts. I have a full list. I don't know if I put on the slideshow because I was working on this last minute. I'll go ahead and send that over to your chat though, Jack, so you can share that with everyone for the net 30 accounts if I don't have that slide. But you want to set up 5 to 7 because that's pretty much going to guarantee you to get an 80+ score. Then after you have your account set up, after the first 15 days, what you want to actually do is call into Experian Business, call into Equifax Business, and actually push them to have those items reported to your credit. So those new net 30 accounts that you're now paying on, ask them to go ahead and push it forward to add it to your accounts. There's some nuance on which they can move that on the back end to actually move it forward faster. So it's really cool. You can kind of push them to move it faster. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and set up a paid NAV account. NAV actually gives you 2 business trade lines. That's automatically going to give you a business credit score. Lastly, you want to set up a DMB account. DMB is also going to automatically give you a business credit score. That's one of the most important business credit bureaus. And then similar to Equifax and Experian, this is like a huge huge gem. Please write this down. Like, what, guys, this is like, I'm serious. This is exactly what to do. I'm not holding back. This is exactly what to do. You set up a free account. They're going to try and sell you 1,000 different products under the sun. You don't need to buy anything from them because I'm giving it to you here. But what you do want to do is there's a rep who's going to reach out to you. They're going to send you an email, maybe give you a call once you set up the account. Say, hey, I heard that you guys have an option as we're building a relationship. If I want to buy more products down the road, in the beginning, you'll actually set me up with a free business trade line that'll actually report to my credit for the business. Can you help me with that? And you'll see 3 out of 10 times, or 3 to 4 times, they'll actually just go ahead and take care of it. You kind of just got to push for it a little bit, and they'll go ahead and take care of that. Any business credit folks in here, anyone who's doing funding, anyone who's aware of the funding space, a lot of people have been getting declined with specifically Marcus Goldman Sachs, who's a huge lender. They actually usually give limits for our clients like up to 40K. What I just showed you, this is the roadmap on how you get approved, because a lot of people have been getting declined because they have no business credit history, Jack. It's been crazy. So a lot of people, they can have perfect credit, perfect business, everything is on point, but they have no business credit history and they get declined. So what we found is that this little strategy here with that bank and many other banks that are starting to care more about business credit, these little things are going to make a huge difference for people down the road. So I hope that helps. I know that was a lot. I know that was a lot, and we're still going, and there's still more. But just to get some feedback here, is everyone tracking so far? If you guys are tracking, drop a 5 in the chat, please. If you are tracking, everything has been clear. Joseph, you answer first every single time. I love it. I love it. This guy Joseph is on it. Camille, I seen you answer every single time. Jay answers every time. 5.5. I love it. All right, good energy, guys. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Just so I know I'm not talking to myself. So now, obviously, we have full clarity on how we're going to set up our business credit. As we talked about, your personal credit is going to be mission critical on helping to get you funded as well. So these are the things that you want to consider when you pop open your credit report. A lot of people use Identity IQ, Experian, Credit Karma. Doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to use to review your credit. These are the things that you want to consider. This is how you ensure you're going to get a high amount of funding. First off, check that your utilization is under 10%. It's challenging for some people to do that, but make sure that you can put your best foot forward to make that happen. You have no late payments reporting, no collections, no charge-offs, no negative items at all. Ideally, you want to have 3 to 4 years of credit history. So all that means is that the average age of your credit profile is approximately 3 to 4 years old. You want to have 3 or less inquiries on each bureau, and then no new accounts within the last 3 to 6 months. I will tell you, there is some flexibility. Like there's some flexibility on this stuff. You can be a little bit this way or a little bit that way. But what I'm sharing with you here, again, take a screenshot. This is optimized. This is like ideal scenarios so that you can ensure that you're going to get funded and you're not going to get any negative feedback or declines. Now, I want to give you guys some sauce on some strategies that can help you build to the 800 club. I'm sure there's some people here, they're like 690 credit, 720. You've been just like trying to figure out how to crack that 800. Here's some gems. Here's some things that you can do. First off, well, before I go into the actual individual notes, let me explain how you get an 800 credit score. So first off, you have to have 20 plus open accounts. There's some nuance where like if you have average age of 30 years plus, you might be able to still get an 800, but typically you have to have 20 plus open and active accounts. You have to have an auto loan, a mortgage, some sort of installment loan, which would be a personal loan, or basically typically you're usually in the form of a personal loan. You have revolving credit, and then sometimes if you do have a home equity line of credit, that helps as well. So it's having diversity amongst your accounts, is having those 5 different account types. And then technically, if you have 20 total accounts, that's actually the roadmap to getting an 800 credit score, and of course keeping your utilization super low, perfect payment history. So I hope that helps. Again, just little nuances, things that people might want to think about. So how to improve your credit? A lot of you are paying rent. You can get your rent reported. That's actually going to give you 2 to 3 years of additional credit history. We've already talked about this. Have friends and family members add you to their best credit cards. There's a company called Tomo Boost. They'll report a $30,000 trade line to your personal credit. It costs like $50 to $100 a month, and there's no cost to have it outside of just that minimum monthly fee. But it'll give you $30,000 in what's considered revolving credit reporting to your credit. And how all of this works is that banks, lenders, they're using your comparable history, your comparable credit accounts to determine how much they're willing to lend. So we're hacking the system, if you will, by working on getting some of these things set up. Then you want to get a 25K personal credit card from your local credit union if you don't already have one, because again, from the comparable credit perspective, they're the easiest place to get a $25,000 approval. And then obviously you're leveraging that for building up your credit. And then how to pay off personal debt. This is a big one. People struggle with paying down their credit cards. You can utilize a HELOC, a personal loan. You can get a loan from a credit union. I say that specifically because they tend to have the best rates. Or you can consider a balance transfer over to a business credit card. Or if you get a 0% personal card, you balance transfer, hit it before the statement date. That'll put you in the best place to bring your utilization down to be able to go ahead and get funding. And then we can remove inquiries from your credit in 48 hours with this script. And I'll also provide that script to you as well. So Jack, if you want to take notes on that, the 2 things I'll follow up, that's my guarantee to your audience. I'll go ahead and get everyone the net 30, net 60 accounts. And I'll go ahead and get everyone the inquiry removal script. So that every single person here, if you guys want to learn how to remove your inquiries and never have to worry about inquiries ever again, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm literally for free going to show you how to remove your inquiries forever. So as long as they're not attached to any personal accounts, you can get those removed forever. Boom. So all right, that looks like something that people want. So it's super helpful for business credit. Sometimes, I mean, I'll give you a great example where this is helpful. Everyone here at some point has gone to get an auto loan and they pull your credit like 37 times for absolutely no reason. And you like look at your credit, you went there day 1, you're like 740, and then you leave, and the next day it's like a 680 credit. And it's because they just blasted your report with unnecessary inquiries. I'll give you guys the sauce, so now you'll never have to deal with that again. So step 3, here's some strategies on how to actually get maximum funding. So there are 3 main ways to get funded. This is important for people to know. Like, how does business funding actually work? 1 is credit, 2 is collateral, and 3 is income. So the 2 that we're actually going to be leveraging is your strong personal credit, also building out your business credit, and then also high, it should be stated income, stating your personal income and business income, because we're not going to have to validate this with taxes or anything like that, which is great. And then lastly, leveraging age corporations, which I explained to you guys a little bit earlier on. So basically, bring this all together. It starts with maximizing your personal credit. It allows you to, and obviously you need to protect it. You're going to make sure your business is positioned for maximum funding. So that's going through that compliance checklist of all those specific items that we walked through before. Acquiring authorized user accounts and some of those net 30 accounts to be able to build out your personal and business credit. And then acquiring an age corporation, which again, not everyone does, but some people should really consider, especially if you don't have a business set up, to get more funding. So I'm literally going to give you, before I go to this next slide, I need everyone to go ahead, if you don't mind, drop a 5 in the chat. If you want to learn, literally step by step, I'm going to give you the play. So I'm going to give you exactly what to do. 150,000. Here's exactly what to do, how to get it, what to do, what to say, how to do it. If you guys are ready, please put a 5 in the chat. Okay, the 5s are rolling in. I appreciate it. I think honestly, bro, that was like 40 messages. That's almost everyone here. I love it. Good stuff. So everyone is ready. All right, guys, get your screenshots ready. I'm going to give you the exact play. So if I was to start fresh, I wanted to figure out how to do this, and I wanted to know exactly step by step how to get 100,000 within the next 30 days. Here's exactly what I would do. Going back to slide number 1, I told you guys, and I told you I'll bring it back. We're going to set up a Chase Bank account, a Bank of America account, and a US Bank account. The reason we do that, all 3 of those banks, technically except for Chase, they want to see you have a relationship with them. So you want to deposit between $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, whatever you're comfortable with, into each of those accounts. Let it season or sit in the account for 30 days, right? Everyone's got that so far. Opening up those 3 business checking accounts. Now that we've got the business set up, we're going to wait 30 days, let them season up a little bit. Now, here's where the real sauce comes in. This is the secret sauce. A lot of people, you can go online and just submit an application, say a prayer, and see what happens. But that's not how to actually guarantee that you're going to get the highest limit funding possible. What you're going to want to do is call your local branches, and you're going to have to set a meeting with the highest level banker that you can possibly get. You want to speak with the regional banker, a vice president, or relationship business manager. Those three categories. If it's anything outside of those, they're not going to be able to help you. And here's what I'm specifically sharing with you. Any banker can just go ahead and submit an application. But there's a very small list of bankers that can say, hey, Jack, because your business does 700 grand a month, because of that, we're going to go ahead and request an $85,000 limit. I'm going to put it specifically on the application for you, Jack, to ensure that the underwriters know that that's our intention. We're not going to leave it up to the algorithm where you might get 10 grand, you might get 20,000, you might get 40,000. We're going to request the maximum limit to make sure that we can actually get that funded. So you're going to do that with all three banks. You guys got me so far? Chase, Bank of America, US Bank. We're setting up those accounts. Then we're going to go into Chase once you have that set up, and we're going to make sure that the banker can request a limit. We're going to request a $75,000 card from Chase. We're going to request a $75,000 card with Bank of America. And this slide actually has to change here. So the last one is supposed to be 25K. It's all good. But basically, exactly what I just showed you is how to get $125,000 in funding at 0% for your business right now. Anyone can do this. Exactly what I just showed you, anyone can do. Here's the one big caveat. You need to have a relationship banker that can literally request a limit on the application. If they do not, you're not going to get the result. I repeat, you're not going to get the result unless they specifically can request a limit. And then the other piece is making sure that all the items that we've gone through on today's call are all dialed in, making sure your business is set up properly, making sure your bank accounts are set up, making sure you have your business starting to be built out. All these little nuances are going to ensure that you're able to get high limit funding. So that's pretty much what we had for today. Before we go ahead and give away those AirPods, I do have one more crazy announcement that I want to bring up. So obviously, if anyone found value in this and you ultimately want to just have us do this for you, our clients get, you see 150, 200 grand, 300,000 all the time. So if you'd like for us to do this completely done for you, so pretty much you don't even have to lift a finger, we do have a special offer for any School of Mentors members specifically for today. And I'm going to go into that. And I do just want to let you guys know, this is huge. All those business bank relationships that I was talking about, we have those established. So we work with all the largest banks in the country, every single one that comes top of mind, American Express, Chase, Bank of America, US Bank, PNC, Truist, BMO, all these different banks. We work with them directly. We have vice presidents or someone at the bank already to streamline that process. But again, I told you I wasn't going to hold back, show you guys what to do. It's going to take you much longer to do it on your own, but the option is of course there. So we're giving away $1,000 credit for anyone who works with us, as long as you utilize the link that I'm going to show you at the end of this video to book a call, and obviously reference Jack and School of Mentors to be able to get access to that. Beautiful. So basically, go ahead. If everyone is cool with it, please go ahead, follow me real quick on Instagram. Grab this link, drop it in the chat. Perfect. Drop some ones if you guys got some value here so far. If this was helpful, if you feel like this hit, I love it. Love it. The ones are jamming. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And those of you who stayed until the end, I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and take a video with my phone for all the participants that are here. I'm going to take a video on my phone, and then I'm going to go ahead and send you guys a Loom video. I'm going to spin the wheel, and we're going ahead and giving away those AirPods immediately. So I think there's another link, Jack, that Joel sent as well, right? You dropped in the chat?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. I can drop it again.
Just want to drop that link so everyone knows where to go. If you guys don't mind, just go ahead and follow me so we can add you to this raffle, if you will, for the AirPods. I'm going to film a video, like I said. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. We can dive into Q&A. Again, I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys learned something today. And I'd love to answer some specific questions because I'm sure some things have come up. Let's go.
Yeah, guys, if you would like to just raise your hand here on Zoom, you can do that by going to the reactions tab on Zoom and raise your hand. I'll go ahead and bring you up to ask a question to Justin. So, all right, we have our first question here. Let's go with Eric.
Eric, what's up, bro?
Hey man, thanks so much. So got a question for you. So I already have a relationship with Chase for my corporation.
Sure.
And when I applied for my credit card, it's been about a year now. I got a really low limit, just like $5,000-$6,000. But my credit score is actually right around 800. My personal credit card limit is like upwards of like 70K. And I was really surprised to only get like a $5,000 limit. But my business is still like not bringing in like crazy revenue. But is there anything I can do, you think, in the meantime to up that limit? It just doesn't seem to be in sync with my credit history.
Yeah, phenomenal question, Eric, by the way, and it's something we see a lot. When was that card opened about?
Just about a year, last October, I think.
Got it. Yeah. And have you requested a credit limit increase at all or not yet?
No, not yet. Yeah, just because I haven't had a lot of expenses and I haven't even spent the limit on that card. I've just been like using my personal one in the meantime. It just didn't seem like worth another hit on my credit report. But perhaps it's better to wait until I'm bringing in a bit more revenue to like take that extra. Or would it be a hit on my personal credit if I ask for a limit, or would it be against my business? Yeah,
it's a great question. So it's not every time. It doesn't happen every time. You have a strong credit history with them. It sounds like you have low limit. It's not like you're just using the credit. So with that being said, they'll probably do a soft pull to potentially increase it. But here's what you want to consider, man. They're not going to be checking your taxes. They're not going to be asking for income statements. So when you submitted that application, the reality of why you got such a low limit is, one, you probably didn't use a banker who was requesting a high limit. That's like a huge factor. And then the other, like I was telling you as well, is that you have to state your income based on like your strongest projections that you know you're going to do. Like let's say last year you did 200 grand, but hey, if I get 50,000 and I can put 25, 30,000 a month into marketing, man, I'm going to do 600, 700 grand this year. That's enough. You would want to go ahead and put on the application your projected number, the one you feel most confident in. Now, again, I'm not telling you, I'm not a financial advisor, CPA.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to exaggerate completely, but what I am telling you is to put the number that you know in your heart with confidence that you can push for, that you want to be able to do, because that's the number. And actually, I'm going to give you even more like actual sauce and just a genuine gem. So every bank determines their credit limits based on this multiplier. 1 to 12, and some are 1 to 10. So what that means, right? If you're doing $1.2 million a year, they'll give you a $100,000 credit limit. If you're doing $500,000 a year, they'll give you a $50,000 credit limit. So that's something you can consider when you're submitting your applications. Again, not to exaggerate too far, but submitting your applications with that in the back of your mind, and also knowing, just so you guys also know, we have the data points for every single maximum lending threshold before the banks start to ask for documents as well. So I'd say that's a huge benefit to at least having a call with our team, Eric. No pressure on that in any capacity, but we can of course let you know, here's what you might be qualified for, here's what we would request if we would go to this bank and things like that. Does that help, bro?
Yeah, definitely. No, that makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, I did work with an actual like business relationship manager at the bank. It wasn't some like random application, and it took them over a month to get me that credit card, which was really surprising as well. just given my relationship with the bank for a long, long time. But yeah, anyhow, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'll just say this, man. It just brings up another point of like getting a relationship manager is part one, but it's having somebody who actually knows what they're doing and those nuances. So I don't say that it's impossible. I actually do think that's very possible. I did it on my own to get started, right, to be able to eventually learn. But yeah, I would just say make sure you're talking to somebody who definitely understands what you're looking to do and they can support your business long term. But great question, bro. Thanks so much.
Good times. Thanks, Justin.
You got it, bro. Of course.
Thanks so much, Eric. Great question. I know that helped out a lot of people. I'm going to go ahead and also, Justin, if you want to unshare your screen,
Yep.
perfect. Awesome. Felipe, welcome up, my man. I think you're on mute, brother.
Yes, thank you very much. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. The information was valuable. Thank you very much. The question that I have for you is that what is the term for the 0% interest rate?
Yeah. So with Chase, it's 12 months. With Bank of America, it's 10 months. And with US Bank, it's 18 months.
Okay, I see. And the credit that you're giving, on average, what is your schedule rate for your services?
Or fee structure?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. So we kind of customize it, to be honest with you, because every business does have a little bit of a different need. We do have an option where people can pay a flat rate, or option two is they can pay purely on performance for whatever we're able to get them funded. So you can kind of do your options, if that makes sense. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, absolutely. Hit us up, man. Hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. I'll get back to you.
I definitely will.
All right, Felipe.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Felipe. And just for anybody, I do the link is in the chat for anybody that is wanting to book a call with Justin. Hermano, how you doing, brother? I think if you're able to turn your camera on, that would be great. I can bring you up. If not, just feel free to ask your question.
Sure, so no problem, Jack. Hermano brother literally means my name in Spanish. So anyways, thanks Justin for sharing the insight. The question I had was related to the comment you made around erasing inquiries. So I just had a question. So there's a prominent YouTuber. He also shares really insightful information on personal versus business credit. So I just wanted to clarify. So when we subscribe to try and get the inquiries removed, would this only apply to inquiries that are not attached to an existing credit card or credit limit?
That's correct.
Yeah, because I also understood from my previous experience that if you remove an inquiry from an existing line, that would cancel that account as well, correct?
Yeah, correct. So we steer away from any open accounts that are on your personal credit, any personal accounts that are on your personal credit. You don't want to touch those inquiries. Leave them. But when we're talking about business inquiries, or the example I gave where you go to the dealership, you go to Honda Finance approved you, but you have Ameris, all these different, every bank in the country hit your credit as well. You don't need all those. It's only the one that's attached to the actual live open account. Last comment is that it's not guaranteed that they're going to close your account if that were to be the case, if you made a mistake, but it does have that potential risk. So I wouldn't recommend it for sure. But as long as it's not an open account on your personal credit, you're good to go to get that removed.
Okay, I think that'll be relevant to me because I got a couple of unnecessary inquiries when I went to a dealership. I ended up not going for a lease. I ended up buying cash. So yeah, that's all. Thanks, man.
I mean, that's perfect. That's literally a perfect example. They hit your credit, and then you end up buying cash. That's literally a perfect example. So yeah, get those taken off, bro, for sure. I'll get you that script. I got you. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Hermano. For anybody that's on the call right now, if anybody does have any questions on the presentation or just to kind of go over anything again that you feel you might have missed, feel free to raise your hand. I can bring you up. I know that we do have the net 30, net 60 accounts and the inquiry removal script coming y'all's way soon. But nonetheless, if I'm gonna leave it open for just a little bit longer. If anybody has any other questions, I want to make sure. There we go. Amber, welcome up. How you doing? Great to see you.
Good. How are you?
Amber's our member of the week this week. Justin.
Oh, let's go. Member of the week.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks. I had a question about net 30 and net 60. When you're talking about, because I was working with a business coach, when you're talking about those accounts, is one better to have over the other? So I've got some net 30s, but I don't have any net 60s. So does that make a difference?
Yeah, it's a great question. So most net 30 accounts, most of them are going to be attached to the smaller vendors. The net 60 accounts is when you're going to start getting into like an Amazon business line, there's a Home Depot line, and a Lowe's line where these are net 60 accounts, and your limits tend to be a little bit larger. It's all just like your personal credit's going to weigh out a little bit more. So it's not like one is better than the other. I recommend, and I'm going to send you on that recommendation sheet. It's going to have a bunch of net 60 accounts that you guys should consider as well. So I'll have that for you too.
Okay. And then one other question. So right now I'm working on personal credit to get it, but can you get funding one way or the other? So like my business credit is better than my personal credit. So, but I'm afraid to do anything because I'm like, I don't want it to hit and bring my credit down. So
I'm gonna give you the sauce right now. This is like crazy. So first off, I'm not going to be your typical online YouTube guru that says like you can get like no personal guarantee funding, you can just get no PG funding and build your business. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Now, it's real in one place. If you follow the instructions I gave you today to build your Paydex score to 90 plus, you can go to Sam's Club and get a MasterCard up to $10,000. Once you confirm that you have that 80 plus score, you can get a Sam's Card MasterCard from Sam's Club. It's $10,000, unsecured, no personal guarantee.
Okay.
That's like one of the only ones that you can do it. And then when you have an 80, and everyone, I hope you guys are still here paying attention. That's why I said to stay till the end. You can go to BMW Financial and Ally Financial and get auto loans, 3 to 4 auto loans without any personal credit.
Yeah. The girl I'm working with I took like an hour class and she's talked about that. So yeah.
Yep. So that's what I would do. And then the last thing, 0%, you're going to have strong personal credit for the 0% side. But in the meantime, I would focus on what are the other things that you can leverage for funding, which is your income. So it's building those personal or those business statements every single month, making sure all of your cash flow, everything hits your business bank account as often as you can. Because every 3 months of income, every 3 months of bank statements is like a financial instrument in the eyes of the bank. So every 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, they're looking at that as like a financial instrument to determine your credit worthiness. So if you're building that out every 3 months, even if you're low credit, there are certain banks that will actually work with you because they see that you have cash flow. Like I have a business banker, like Jack, I'm literally not holding back, bro. I'm giving everyone everything. So I have a business banker, his name is Juan with Fifth Third Bank, and they have a unique program where as long as you have I think it's over a 600 credit score, but you have good income on the business, they'll fund you up to 100,000 on a business line of credit, up to 100K unsecured. That's Fifth Third Bank.
Wow. Okay.
So you can low credit or like no credit, but as long as you have a business credit and like decent business income, they'll fund you up to 100K on a line of credit.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, of course. Got you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amber. Just for everybody on the call, by the way, if you're curious, I've gotten this question probably like 5 times. This call will be recorded. If you're new to School Mentors, or if like you've seen any of our calls, we always try to post the call within 48 hours. It usually comes like a day or 2 after the live call. Like for example, we'll probably be posting the Cody Sperber mentorship call recording tomorrow from last night. And so just for anybody's reference going forward, if you're ever on a live call, just know whether it's a workshop or a mentorship call, we will be recording it so that you can go and reference it in the live call recording section of the classroom. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Blaze up to the stage. Blaze, welcome on, my man.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it, brother. And as always, thanks for setting this up. Justin, thanks for spilling the beans to the secret recipe, brother. Really appreciate your time. You know, in a world where it seems like every single thing involves taxing, like every dollar I pass across the table, there's a tax somewhere. Just, you know, I'm still trying to, you know, enhance my financial literacy skills. When taking out these loans, am I ever gonna have to fist fight the IRS or anything by any means? Is there ever gonna be any form of tax coming out of this?
Well, so what's interesting is when's the last time that you paid taxes on your debt? Never.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, really never.
Never. You don't pay taxes on debt. So the only thing that you'd be paying taxes on is your income. So if you used 100K in funding and you went and made 600 grand, then you have a 500K margin there. You'd be paying taxes on that. But any debt structure, any debt that we help you to acquire, there's no tax implications on that.
Right. Yeah. The only thing that feels like taxing on debt is the interest, but not technically tax. But
Yeah, that's right. You're paying somebody. That's right.
exactly. Okay. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Blaze. Great
Of course,
question.
bro. Thanks, please. Yo, keep smiling, bro. Keep that energy high, man.
I love it. Matthew, if it's possible, please turn your camera on so I can bring you up to the stage. My man, I see you driving.
What's going on, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, bro. I appreciate your time. You know, about to clock into my 9 to 5. But Justin, quick question, brother. So when I originally started my business, you know, I attempted to go get some credit lines on my own. And it was very limited, you know, $5,000, $8,000 worth. But I later on I sought some professional help, and they were able to give me right around 45 to 50,000 in credit lines. So I use that money temporarily to kind of leverage my credit with private money lending deals, right? So if I could loan out 20,000, make anywhere 20-25% on it, you know, every 6 to 8 months, you know, I try to grow on that. But I'm currently looking to leverage my HELOC, a home line equity credit, to do another private money lending deal. I just want to get your insight on that, bro. You know, what do you think is the best approach to kind of be able to leverage that the best way?
Well, so what is I guess what's your typical turnaround time on those hard money deals?
About 6 months. I tend not to do anything longer than 6 to 8 months.
And what's your rate right now on your HELOC?
So I'm getting right around 7.5.
Okay. And then what are you getting on these private deals, like 12%?
No, like I see higher ones like anywhere from 20 to 25, 30%.
So my thought process, how many of these have you done?
So I'm trying to do my 4th one here, trying to gather my HELOC as soon as possible so I can get over the funding. But I've done 3 of them so far.
So bro, I'm actually gonna give you a crazy gem right now. This will actually really help you out.
Okay.
So you have less risk. With well, thanks it. So first off, with Truist Bank, you can get a primary residence and a secondary residence mortgage. So if you do real estate invest, that's a really strong hack that you can look into. There's another bank. WestBanco. Look up WestBanco. WestBanco will give you a business equity. It's a business line of credit attached to the equity of your property, but the debt is held in the corporation, and it's technically a business loan versus a true home equity line of credit. Now here's why I'm saying this. That would be the best strategy to mitigate your risk and not risk your property. But I would say the actual best thing is to just go get more 0% funding. Look at getting an H corporation. We can sit down, break bread on that. I'd happily break down a specific conversation how to get an H corp for more funding. But that would be my thought is like use the unsecured funding from the bank that's not attached to any of your own assets and utilize that more rather than using the equity of your property and taking that risk. And that's why I asked you how many deals have you done? Like, how comfortable are you with the process? Because I personally wouldn't risk my own equity of my own house for something like that. You know, hard money loans. I've lost personally money, 30, 40, 50,000, maybe more in hard money loans. Deals didn't go good, whether it's bad due diligence, whatever. There's 1,000 reasons under the sun as to why a deal doesn't go well. But I personally, like, if you build equity in your property, I wouldn't utilize the equity in your property unless I was forced to do more deals. It seems too risky unless you're like 100% convicted on every person you're lending to. You like have their friggin' blood sample, like, you know, they're good for it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't risk it otherwise. That would be my opinion, bro. But again, this is my opinion.
Okay, for sure, man. I'd love to, you know, at a separate time, you know, get with you and grab those insights. But I'll look into WestBanco to
yeah, bro, because they literally give away a business loan that's attached to equity in the property, but the debt is held by the corporation. So yes, they could still default on your property, but the debt is first position. The first position lien is on the business, not on the property. So they would try and default on the company first before they default on your property.
Damn, brother. I missed that whole last part you said, but it's all good. It cut out for some reason. Can you hear
I'll
me?
break it down again real quick. All I said was that basically the difference is they're giving you a business loan on that particular strategy where the first lien is actually on the company versus the first lien being on your asset, being on your property. So you're mitigating some of your risk substantially on losing your property in the case that one of these deals goes bad. But it seems like you know what you're doing, bro. But like keep doing what you're doing, keep stacking capital, keep staying steady. But like I said, I would try and mitigate my risk when I'm dealing with hard money loans and things like that.
Everyone, I apologize. I got one more question. So out of that 40,000 that I got, it's like around 4 to 5 different cards, right? And I was looking to do that. If there's a way to transfer that amount into one single card so that I'm able to actually pay that out to the actual escrow. You know, because when the escrow comes in, it's all usually wire deposits or mailing a some type of check. But yes, I was looking into that this week. Is there a way to, you know, put all those limits into one account to whether I'm able to leverage that on one account?
Bro, I'll keep it simple. Like, just to be honest, when you're going to work with a company like ours, we're not going to go and request any credit limits under 30,000. So like that would be on one card. So like business bankers, we go get a $50,000, $60,000 card, which obviously would give you more flexibility on that one card. So I would obviously say meet with my team, bro, and we can kind of break that down. But that's what I would recommend. Because unfortunately, you can't just be like, hey, so I have, you know, these 6 different cards. Can you just consolidate it into one? You have to go to one bank that's just want to give you a larger amount. Consider closing those other cards or, you know, ending those relationships.
All right, man. I appreciate your time, brother. God bless.
Of course, bro. Absolutely. Good questions. Great questions, actually. Thank you.
Matthew, thanks so much for your time, man.
You got sharp people in this group, bro.
Yes, sir. My man Chris, out in LA. How we doing, brother?
Going on, guys? Yo, Justin, man, that was a great presentation, man. I know a lot of people in here probably don't value the stuff you laid out, but you put out a lot of good stuff. So I always appreciate when I see other people put out a lot of really good, applicable information, right? Not like the just go build your credit, go do this, go do that. Very, very broad. Sure. One thing I wanted to add in for, I think it was Mo or Amber, the person who asked about Sam's Club. So this is a common mistake I see a lot of people make is when they show up in person, that application does usually show a social security number. Just leave it blank. Only put your EIN number on there. Otherwise, they'll pull your personal credit. If you leave it blank, you only put your EIN, then they'll only touch your business. So that was just one little thing that, you know, sometimes I know when we're presenting, we just, oh man, that one thing, you know, popped off. But I actually had a question on the age corp. So do you have like a sweet spot that you find when getting age corps for other people that work well, that are not too, you know, like the 10 or the 15s or the 20s that are just way too old, they've been dead too long, like they don't have financials, versus like that, I think you mentioned 2 to 4 years. Is that what you see as the sweet spot?
Bro, what I've seen, it's 2.5, like formally it's like 2.5 tax years is like the actual what the algorithm's looking for to kind of get you into that next threshold. It's 2.5 tax years, which is I guess qualified as 2 6-month windows of tax years is how that looks, right? So 2.5 years. So 2 to 5 years is what we've seen. Also, what we do is if the companies are coming from like Colorado, Wyoming, different places like that, we'll have the clients do a foreign filing in the state that they operate in before we submit applications. So like Chase, right? They're a national lender. We send clients to Chase as a national lender all the time, but we still have the client execute the foreign filing with a new business address in their domiciled state because every time they do the identity verification for ID, we want to make sure we circumvent that. But 3 to 5 years is the sweet spot for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that was I don't have a ton of experience in the age course. I usually try to stay away. The few times I've tried it, it's been like it's just been so old, it's been so outdated that it just is almost as useless as just applying with the current LLC, or it's in like Wyoming or places that block the, Delaware. And so the foreign filing is it's really good. The one thing that people sometimes don't think about is the tax implications. You foreign file from a tax state into a non-tax advantage state, and now you have to double pay those taxes or potentially double pay the taxes. Are you guys building like the business credit on the back end, so you're getting those 4 or 5 trade lines just to get some sort of paid X? Because I do agree on the Goldman Sachs, and Goldman Sachs was a complete pain in the butt. One thing that I found out was made a huge difference in those applications was making sure the Secretary of State, whatever business address on the Secretary of State website, use that one on the application rather than a current address. That was my little data point that I found that
major, bro.
Even if it was a different address, like that one thing was a big area that I found as well.
Yeah, we tried everything with them, and then the address thing. I'm sure you've seen the address with personal addresses. Like if there's one thing that's off on the personal address, they decline it. So I've seen it all, bro. I'm with you.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, that was it, man. Appreciate that. Great call.
Hey, Chris, I seen your content before, bro. Keep killing it, dude. I appreciate you, bro. So this is awesome.
I'm open to connect outside as well. I'm always down to connect with other people in the space, and you provide really good value. That's why I wanted to wait till last and really re-emphasize like what you put out there is really good info. Bank accounts really important with Bank of America, US Bank.
That's right.
US Bank can be real stingy. Bank of America real stingy. The only other one I maybe add into there for people, which obviously you don't want to go too far as Wells Fargo, just because of their new 0%. They have that 60-day requirement on the business bank account relationship.
Yep, that's awesome, dude. Giving it all the way, bro. I love it. Gems only. Thanks so much, Chris. That was awesome feedback as well, bro. Thank you. And we'll definitely connect. Jack, if you want to connect us, we'll definitely connect.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, thanks so much for hopping on, man. Guys, I think we're gonna wrap up the call. But before we hop off, I just wanted to make sure that you guys had this link. If you guys got a ton of value out of this call and you would like to actually have Justin's team help you guys out with everything that we talked about, make sure that you guys book a call. Use the link that I just dropped in the chat right there. I'll drop it a few times before we hop off so that everybody gets a chance to check out the link. Before we go though, I do want everybody to please drop a thank you in the chat to Justin. I know he's traveling with family, he's got kids in the background, so we really appreciate you taking the time out of your day and making this call happen, man. Drop a ton of value, and as you can see, the comments are getting fired up for you, man. So hopefully this is great feedback for you.
Amazing. Yo, Jack, I just want to say, man, I respect you and your brother a lot. I respect you and your team. I'm super proud of you guys, young entrepreneurs that are really laying the foundation for what it takes to be successful. And you guys are doing one of the most important things, which is bringing people together in environments like this where they're comfortable to give away information for free, comfortable to give away as much information and value as they can. And it's just a representation of the seeds that you guys are planting. And I just want to say, I know we're going to talk, we're friends now, but at the end of the day, bro, I'm so proud of you. I'm super grateful to have had this opportunity, and you sincerely deserve the best. You and your brother are going to continue to crush it. And I promise I'll subscribe, watch every single video, like every single video, because I appreciate you guys and what you're doing, bro. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Justin. It means a ton. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat a few more times. I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to post this link with the recording. So if you guys go back and watch, maybe you need some time to think about it. Maybe you just want to be able to kind of digest a lot of the information that we had on the call. You'll be able to go and book using that link under the call recording. And when I post the recording in the community chat, I'll include the link there as well. So it'll be direct shout out to everybody. So nonetheless, Justin, thanks again for the kind words, man. This was fire. Guys, everybody, if you really enjoyed this workshop, we got 3 more workshops along with 3 other great mentorship calls this month. Next Wednesday, we're having a guy that has sold over $2 billion over the course of his career. There's a course with him in the community right now called Digital Closing. But if you guys want to learn from him, his name is Anthony Powell. He'll be the mentor next Wednesday. We're doing live Q&A. He was also, if you're familiar with the great Jim Rohn, there's always a Jim Rohn quote thrown out there on the entrepreneurship content pages every now and then. So if you guys want to learn from the guy that learned directly from Jim Rohn on a day-to-day basis, definitely go be there on that Wednesday call. And the following day, myself, one of the founders of School of Hard Knocks, and another member of this community, Rob Fajardo, who was part of the team that brought the fidget spinner to the world market, him and I are going to be doing a workshop on networking. So you get a little inside scoop on how School of Hard Knocks is able to network with all the millionaires that we've been able to get in contact with. And so that's going to be touching the who you know. Rob's going to be touching on how you can build the what you know in order to network with more people. So we got 2 amazing calls next week. Justin, I know you got to get going. You got your kids chiming in. But anyways, guys, thanks so much. And be on the lookout for the link if you didn't get a chance to check it out today. Thank you guys. Peace. Have a great night.
Thanks, fellas. Take care.